Tyla barely sold freaking 4,000 copies in her first week for her new EP because of the disrespect she displayed towards Black American people. To everyone in the diaspora that keeps disrespecting Black Americans, what have we learned from this? What have we learned from this? I'll tell you. Nothing moves and nothing shakes without Black Americans. This is coming from a Haitian American man. Nothing moves or shakes without Black Americans. Nothing. How you go from having one of the best songs of the decade and Water, and you got an EP that came out and only sold 4,000 first week, and you got financial backing and all that. Please.
This South African girl gonna get in my comments talking about we just mad because we didn't create Tyla. Girl, we created Beyonce and Michael Jackson, bitch. You think we get about some Tyla?
What makes me weak is like Tyla really thought she could come into America, Black America specifically. She didn't know that. She didn't know she was flying straight into Black America. She thought she was flying into America. America. No, babe, it's Black America straight up. That's what you look like. You look like one of us. Came out here and said, I know black. Don't associate with me that. I'm colored. And we said, stop using that word. We said, please stop using that word. We actually really hate that word here. It has a lot of hateful, nasty context. Stop using it. You're not over there no more. Call yourself racially ambiguous. Call yourself anything else. Call yourself mixed. Stop calling yourself the C word. She said, no, I'm gonna double down. I'm not even Black over there. Oh, okay, cool. And then she handed the Little Mermaid her award to hold and treated Nas X and her like they was fucking housemates. Bitch, of course you, $60? Yeah, I don't even got $60 for you. I didn't even know you was dropping music. I don't care, actually. Because I also, too, feel the way that the most of the other Black people feel. You talk down on us. We told you to stop using a very disgusting word. That's a disgusting word in America. Stop using it. You're in America. Stop using the word. And then you're going to hand the Little Mermaid an award. Like, that's our princess. You thinking that you was the princess? I don't know what you thought, but, babe, that's not how this works. Thames? Mwah, mwah, chef's fucking kiss. Thames. Mwah, chef's kiss. I have nothing to say about her. You get what I'm saying? Rihanna, chef's kiss. Mwah, nothing to say. Because they understood that these were the people that were going to take care of them and do right by them before they had gotten to the bigger audiences. That's the difference, babe. You should have realized that. We tried to tell you. I feel like we tried to tell her.
Tyla is trending again, and this time, guys, is not because she won an award, but just because she actually said some words that made a lot of Black people feel very offended. Yeah, and now she wants to also tap into their market. How melodramatic. And now a lot of them have decided to boycott her. So a few days ago, she tried to launch her album in the US, okay, and sold only about 4,000 copies, okay. For someone who is big as Tyla, selling just 4,000 copies of her, album, that's a very big loss, okay. And a lot of people are now calling her out, and it seems there is a boycott, especially in Black Americans boycotting her and all that. So I don't know, but let's go check out what these creators have to say, then I'll come back with the commentary.
I think the Tyla situation is being blown out of proportion. Black Americans did not want to see Tyla fail. We simply did not support her. What is the issue? What is the problem? We didn't set her up to fail. We didn't orchestrate anything against her to make her fail. We simply stopped supporting her. I think that's the real issue. People don't like when Black people find something to stand for. They hate the idea that we will pull support if we feel like that idea doesn't align with what we're trying to do, right? Because in reality, it does not make sense for Black people to put support behind someone who does not consider themselves Black. Like, okay, you can be great. You can be a great singer. You could be a great dancer, but we're not going to rally behind that. What we're looking to rally behind is someone who is a symbol for the Black community. If you don't want to be that symbol, that's fine. Don't expect our support. And that's what they don't like. They want us to consume without question, right? They want to be able to sell us music, sell us acts, sell us ideology that does not benefit us. That doesn't work anymore, because that means that we're not profitable to them anymore, right? They only want the Black dollar. They don't want to support the Black cause. When we don't allow them to have the Black dollar without supporting the Black cause, then they're mad. That's where the anger comes from. Because they recognize our spending power. They recognize our influence on white America, right? They see all of this stuff. They don't want to associate with us. That's fine. You can do that. But what you shouldn't do is expect the Black dollar to follow. We have a right to put our money and support behind things that support us as a community. I mean, Black people finally realize how influential our culture is. And now we know that we are in a position to decide who rises to the top and gets to represent us. And so now we're real picky about who we let up there. But that's all right, though. Like, hip hop is a Black space, right? So obviously, you need the Black approval to be considered part of it. I don't know why y'all think that y'all can bypass that. Something about that, y'all need to really think about that, because something about that is really entitled. We don't owe you anything of our culture. If you can be great in South Africa. She's going to be great in South Africa. But South African sales don't count towards Billboard. Not in America. You know, it's not many people outside of our community that we support in general, like music-wise. Literally. So I don't know why y'all thought that would fly. You can't come over here marketing to black people and say you don't want to be associated with them. Come on, be serious. I mean, y'all just got to start being realistic. I think it's that y'all think we're dumb and stupid, and y'all feel entitled to black culture and black labor, which is why we even be having these conversations.
Okay, so there's a video going around, and it's actually kind of sparked a conversation. And that conversation being, why isn't Tyla doing well in the United States market or the Black American market? And before I get into my commentary about this, I'm going to make a few different things perfectly clear. I'm not talking to anybody that hasn't been to the United States for more than a year. I'm not talking to anybody that's never come to the United States. Okay, so if you're in those categories, this video is only for your educational purposes. This is not a conversation with you. Another thing is this: when Black Americans point out that you have disrespected our culture, because yes, we do have one. This is what Tyla's finding out. This is not the time for you to say, this is just a diaspora war. It's pushing a diaspora war. It's not. It's not. It is me teaching you how to engage me when you want to be a part of my culture. So we need to stop flaring about diaspora wars when African Americans try to tell people that this is how you should enter our space, because no one else does that. No one tells Nigerians that they're pushing a diaspora war when they tell people how to enter their space. No one tells it to the Cameroonians. No one tells it to the Ghanaians. No one tells it to those people from El Salvador. No one tells it to the people down there in South Africa when people want to come into their space. So we need to stop doing that with African Americans, because it's a double standard. And also, it's also because it's also because of your desire to have close proximity to whiteness. Okay? Because when white people tell you not to do something, you don't do it again. Right. So this is one thing that we have to understand about internationals. And by we, I really mean internationals need to understand about internationals when it comes down to America. And I'm going to lean in very closely so you can hear me. America is racist. Okay? America is racist. All right? And the reason why you need to understand this is because in the music industry, there are certain ethnic groups that control that particular part of the industry. Okay? If white people don't like your country song, it's not being played. It's not going to the CMAs. Okay? Are we tracking? If black people do not like your rap, your R&B, your hip hop, your smooth whatever, your neo soul, your any of that, it ain't going nowhere. And this is what the music industry knows. Okay? So when you enter into America, we have to label you in a way that we understand as acceptable within this culture. All right? Because different cultures have different things that are acceptable. For Tyla and her team and for other South Africans, you wanted to come to America, where racism, Jim Crow, lynching black people, all of these other things happened and was associated with the word colored. And you told us to get over it. You told us this is what we do over there, so y'all need to get over it. That's what y'all said. That's what y'all said. And Tyla thought that non-black people were going to support her based off of the sector of music that she wanted to go into. No, that's our space. That's black people. If black people don't move the units, then Sony, all of these other recording labels, they say that you're not good enough because the market that we're trying to put you in doesn't like you. They will stop all of that. They will be like, no, we can't invest in you because the market, where there used to be a market for you, now there is not one because the market doesn't like you because you offended the market. That's why Tyla is in the place that she's in. She just released her stuff and you telling me only 3,000? 3,000? Y'all understand that I have over 50,000 followers. 3,000 units is what was done. You don't have to guess it. It is literally a cultural misunderstanding. You thought that because white people run everything that they don't have to acquiesce to anybody, but they do. They do. Justin Timberlake made it big as a solo career because he had to pander to black people. He had to pander to black people. Miley Cyrus had to pander to black people. If you want to be in this space that black people had to create because our music wasn't acceptable in white markets. America is racist. And this is something that you don't understand if you've never lived in America. Now, beyond that, it has always been very peculiar to me when people want you to respect their culture when you come to their house, but when they come to your house, they think that they can do any old thing. That's a sign of disrespect. Not only is it a sign of disrespect, it's also very xenophobic because you don't do this to white people. You don't do it to white people. You don't do it to white people. And that's fine. I understand that you don't understand Black history. You haven't been taught it. You also haven't sought to learn it because you don't think it's important. And before any South African or African gets this confused, nobody in America told Tyla to come over here. Like I've been seeing a lot of comments saying that Tyla doesn't need the American market or Black Americans. If Tyla wants to be in the American market, which is why Tyla's music started to be played over here, she's going to need us. Like, you're aware of that, right? You're aware of that, right? And regardless of however you feel about it, Black Americans, Black music, as in Black American music, does impact the world and how the world tends to do music. For case in point, I have a lot of African friends, and a lot of African friends have been listening to a lot of these African artists long before they ever got into the American market, right? More traditional sounding African music, very beautiful music. But some complaints that Africans have had is that once they have come into the American market, they try to make their music sound more American. Yes, that is to get the American dollar. It's called marketing. You can't market to people what you want them to like. Like, that's not how that works. You have a goal market. And if other people outside of that market begin to like it, that's nice, but they're not considered the target, right? The target market means that you create things specifically for them. And that's why Tyla isn't doing well. It's because she messed up marketing wise. I don't understand why this is not understood, because everybody expects this from anyone that comes into their space, that they understand and respect that space. And what South Africans essentially did behind the whole colored thing is the equivalent of a Black person going to South Africa, perpetuating stigmas and stereotypes that led to and perpetuated apartheid, and tell South Africans to get over it. That is the equivalent of what South Africans did. And that's why Black people are no longer supporting Tyla. That's why. Because it's that egregious. It is a very big cultural snafu that she made. And that's just being honest. So you can choose to take the information or not, but a fact is still a fact, whether you want to believe it as a fact or not. And that's just what it is.
So for some people who doesn't know who Tyla is, because I checked some comment section and keep seeing people saying, who is Tyla? She's actually a South African singer. I guess she won an award one time, right? And it was a very big award. I can't remember the name right now, but yeah, she's a very big artist in South Africa, and a lot of people around the world actually love Tyla and her music. She has good vocals and everything. She's very, very good, okay? Everybody, in fact, a lot of people actually like her. If you actually understand the whole music thing, a lot of people like her. But there has been a lot of controversies around, okay, especially when she came out and talked about how she's not Black but colored. So a lot of people, especially in the Black community, pick offense and like, you cannot say you are not Black coming from a South African lady. So they decided to, just give her a space. And all of a sudden, she's coming to the US to, launch her album. Of course, everybody wants to tap into the US market. And guess who will buy from you? Definitely, it has to be Black Americans, because you are Black. They have a way of also supporting their own people. But because they were not able to do that, she was only able to sell about 4,000. Some people say 3,700 copies, while you have other people saying 4,000 copies, okay? And that's very poor for somebody who is like Tyla, like a big artist as she is, right? 4,000 is a very poor this thing for her. Well, a lot of people decided to speak out, and it seems that Black Americans and South Africans are always having this banter online, because every time you just see one thing come out and they will have this banter. I think there was a time it was about culture, their dress code or something that actually had caused the issue one time, and now is about Tyla, because a lot of them have come out to say, oh, keep Tyla's name out of your mouth. Okay, you guys are not supporting her because she's African. You know, a lot of them just have something to say. Why you have Black Americans saying that we are actually not supporting her because we don't like her. Okay, we actually want her to win. We don't want her to fail, right? But because she came out publicly to say she's not Black but colored, so let the colored people go ahead and buy her album and not us. She should not be singing for us but other people. So they were just trying to let her know that we also got, you know, the power to do things, okay, around here. If you're coming to America, you should be able to respect every other person, especially the Black community, who will be receiving you because somehow you are like them, you look more like them than you look colored or whatever thing you call it. Okay, I don't know why we always have these color issues in Africa. Like, we are all Africans, so why do we always say I'm not Black, I'm Dominican, I'm not Black, I'm this, I'm not Black, I'm that? Like, at the end of the day, you are Black even when your DNA shows that you are Black. So why keep saying, oh, I'm not Black, I'm this, I'm not Black, I'm Somalia, I'm not Black? Like, we all are Black. Okay, sometimes I just wonder why we always play the whole colorism thing, okay, when we can just make a point without even bringing it in the first place. But you guys know I always have a tea to share in the comment. Let's read out. So somebody said, why did she say anything disrespectful to African Americans? I'm lost. The way is mostly light-skinned women running to her aid. Okay, like this in section is hilarious. Okay, she should try the UK and Asian market is above us now, right? So she should try other places and not the American market. Might be a labor issue. Flop is a stretch. Someone explained the disrespect again. So someone said you should ask South Africans, and the whole she didn't want to hold her a word mess is comical. She's barely 100 lbs. Those awards are said to be heavy. What did you all want her to do? I love how you assert your identity as a Haitian man, but want her to denounce hers or else is disrespectful. Okay, so someone said identifying as colored is disrespectful. She's South African. That's what she's considered there. Okay, I think South Africans actually came to the comment section and started talking, okay, try to defend their own. Okay, she wasn't all that to begin with. You all hyped her up for no reason, and I'm Jamaican. Okay, this one said she's an international artist. Just because she didn't sell in America doesn't mean she flopped. She will worldwide. America isn't the only country. That's true anyway. Now the Tyla hate is first and stage, and it just proved that she is going to become a global icon. She's already a global person, right? She won one of the biggest awards in the whole world, right? So I think she's already a big person. Okay, so 40 million streams globally in the first week, debuted with 11.967 million Spotify streams globally in the first week. I think she's okay. Well, yeah, I think so too. Okay, but I think she just flopped in the US, okay, and we are only talking about the reason why the flop happened in the first place. But yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say about Tyla and the whole flop, okay, that happened with her album in the US. Okay, let's have that conversation in the comment section. And I would just want to say that we are all Africans, okay. In fact, even if you don't identify as African, you are Black and I'm Black. So let's just take it that we are all Blacks, okay, instead of all of this back and forth of colorism and all that. And that's why it's as if, things just happen to this person and everybody just look sideways and mind their business, and it doesn't really make sense sometimes. Well, share your thoughts with me in the comment. Let's have that conversation. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. See you next time, and credit to all creators on this video. Bye, guys.